Well, hello, and thank you for purchasing this Intuitive Animal Communication Virtual Lab video. My name is Mitchell, and this is your video. So I'm setting up the camera differently than normal, but I've got my slideshow presentation here, so that's how this is going to work through this. So our video, I really don't know how long it's going to last. First time I'm doing it, but normally this workshop can be about 2 hours, so it's probably just going to be about 30 minutes. I'm going to move through it quickly, but you'll be able to take notes and rewind and watch over again. So first thing I want to talk about is animals and why they're in our lives. So most of you probably can agree with most of these points here. They're absolutely in our lives to heal. We're seeing more and more service animals, dogs, sometimes cats, and even birds and other animals in the health field working with patients and people to become healthier, more mindful, more present. They're absolutely teachers. I have learned so much from these animals. I've learned how to love deeper, love more. They are mirrors, and all these things we'll go a little deeper into throughout this workshop. But they are mirrors for us, showing us things that are going on in our lives. Most of the time when someone comes to me and says, my animal, it's crazy, it's doing this, I usually say, oh, it's usually about the humans, not the animals. So they mirror what's going on in our lives. And they're here for our personal development as well as our spiritual growth. So the part that everybody wants to know about how to connect. So first, when you connect, in all my research and all my reading and studying from other people, and I'll tell you who those people are at the end of this class, I've pretty much come to the agreement with what everybody else says is lead from your heart chakra. So that heart chakra in the center of your chest, it's my belief and many other people's beliefs as well. It has the color green, sometimes with a little bit of pink. That can be that healing green that Raphael is connected with, the archangel, and pink, as well as a lot of stones that do healing as well. If you need to visualize like a green light or even a little bit of pink light coming from your heart to their heart, that's how I did in the beginning. Now it just works very naturally. I don't have to think, okay, there's a beam of light coming out of my chest. But connect to the animals from heart to heart. If you want to do some of your own research, look up heart math, H-E-A-R-T, heart math, like you're adding up numbers, heart math, and find out a little bit more about the electricity of the heart. It's very powerful. When you do, stay calm, stay centered, and stay peaceful. They pick up on your energy. They are such, intuitive little beings and empathic little beings. They're going to feel if you're in an upset place. So if you're not happy, something just happened, they just peed on the carpet, and you're trying to get them not to, and you're angry or mad, they're going to pick up on that, and the communication probably won't happen that well. Breathe. Take your breath slow and regular. That's also going to help stay centered and calm. Plus, if your animal is in an erratic state, like if you're taking them to the vet, you can breathe and match their breathing and slow their own breathing down just by matching it and then slowly bringing yours down, but staying with them. And then also be in the moment. And then actually communicating with the animals. So first of all, ask permission. A lot of times people don't ask permission. I mean, if someone just grabs you, threw you in the car and said, we're going somewhere, and you didn't even know where it was, you'd be upset. Or if they just barged into your bedroom and started talking to you, ask permission from your animals, heart to heart. Make sure it's okay with them. Get that feeling of, yes, it's okay. We are sometimes like their parents, so sometimes it's just nice to say, hey, I need a moment with you, or is that okay? And they may say no, or you may get yes, but at least you're asking that permission and doing it with respect, and the vibration of that is very beautiful. And then a lot of times you're working directly with the animals. When I do the work, cats, I'm usually working right with the animal. Small dogs, I'm usually working right with the animal. The larger the dog, sometimes I feel like I'm working with a translator or a guide or someone on the other side. Then be open to understand how you receive information. This is a whole class in itself, and I will definitely be doing this as a virtual lab one day, but you can look this up on your own and find out. So, are you clairvoyant? Do you have clairvoyance? Do you see more things? If you communicate with your animal from heart to heart and all of a sudden they're showing you a bowl of water, maybe they need more water. If all of a sudden you're hearing drips of water, clairaudience, then maybe they need more water. If all of a sudden you're feeling like you're dehydrated and you're thirsty, maybe they're needing more water and you're feeling it empathically or clairsentiently. If you're tasting something, maybe raw chicken and you keep feeding them pork, maybe they want chickens, and that's clairaugustance. And then finally clairalience, if you're smelling something like, like yogurt, maybe they need some yogurt, put some acidophilus in their system, and that's clairalience. So know how you receive information best. Look those up. But there's your definition right there. And then use mental images or pictures when communicating. One of the best things I can say to you is you know, if you walk into the living room and you have a dog and the dog's on the couch and you say, get off the couch, get off the couch, because in your house, dogs are not allowed on the couch, the mental picture you're sending them, hopefully from the heart, is the picture of them on the couch. So they might be confused. I feel like you want me off the couch, but you got a picture of me on the couch. So send them that positive reinforcement. Go lay in your bed. You know, it's time to go to the bathroom outside. You know, if you're worried about, you know, Bob coming to the house and you're worried if little Poopy is going to bark and growl, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, he's going to bark and growl at Bob, then you're giving him the sign, bark and growl. See him at peace. See him in a calm state of being. Just breathing through that moment with those images. So here's some lessons that I use stories to teach. And this is Toby and Sebastian. So give your animals a job. Think about if you had no job. At first it might be fun, but then you might be going, what do I do with my life? I'm bored. So give your animals a job. Sebastian's job in my house is to be the clown, to be comedy relief. And then Toby's job in our house is to, you know, clean other people and to catch bugs. When Sebastian came to us, he's Himalayan, so he had the mascara on his eyes, and we were cleaning it almost every other day or so. Finally, I put my work into action. I said, Toby, your new job is to clean the eyes of Sebastian. About 3 weeks later, I said to my partner, Fabian, have you cleaned his eyes? And he said, no, I haven't. Well, it took us about 2 months to actually catch him doing it. It was quite gross, but he did it. And then I've also set up Toby to be the bug killer in our house. And one night I remember waking up, the curtains were flailing around. I wondered, what is going on? Are the aliens coming? And I turn on the lights and I pull the curtain back and he's killing a roach. So give them a job so that they have some responsibility. They feel like their life has purpose and meaning. And if you have to make one up, like Bartolomeo, who you'll meet later in the video, he's a healer. He loves to lay hands on people. So always hands on people. And here's Bart. So Bart came to us with the name Guido. And I thought to myself, I don't feel like he wants the name Guido. So I just kind of got quiet and meditative. And within the first week, he's like, I want a different name. And he came up with Bartholomew. Well, when I tried to spell it on the computer, say, hey, this is our new cat Guido, but I think he wants to be called Bartholomew, I couldn't figure out how to spell it. Spell check kept telling me it was wrong. So when I started typing it out, Bartolomeo popped up. And I thought, well, that's nice. I like Bartolomeo. It's kind of Latin, kind of Italian. My partner comes home. I say, how about Bartolomeo? He goes, I like it. The next morning, my partner's reading the obituaries. I know, weird. And he says, oh, this guy named Bartolomeo died. So we thought, well, that's a coincidence. And then later I talked to my co-host on my radio show, my Psyche radio show, and she said, don't you know what Frank's last name is? And I said, no, I don't. Well, Frank was someone she has been going to laying hands on and doing healing. Well, Frank passed away on January 6th a couple years ago. We picked Bartolomeo up from his previous home on January 6th. Frank's last name was Bartolomeo. So this was this beautiful synchronistic moment of connecting with this person that we'd been working with and healing, and then Bartolomeo coming to us. And Bart has a drinking problem. It's not alcohol, it's water. He loves to splash it out and empty his bowl of water, and it was messing up the kitchen. We're getting into the baseboards, etc. So I sat there and put my work that I do into practice. I sat there and from heart to heart, I sent image of him bending over, licking with his mouth, not splashing with his hand. And it took about 3 to 5 minutes. If you work with cats, it takes a lot longer than dogs. They get it quicker. They're more compliant, if you will. But finally, after about 2 or 3 or 4 minutes, he did bend over and start licking. And we haven't seen the empty bowls as much. We did do the behavioralist things and get a fountain of water, so it's more flowing water. But he loves to get in the shower and play with the water in there as well. So then Bart versus Sebastian. So these two, when we brought Sebastian in, we really didn't have a plan. And it took 2 months for them to, for Sebastian and Toby, another cat you'll meet, for them to get along. Because we didn't have a plan. So when you bring the cats in, have a plan. So the plan with Bart was we were going to bring him in. I would let the dogs outside. We would put Bart in the garage in the cage. We would allow the other 2 cats to sniff him. A few minutes later, when they kind of got disinterested, we open the gate. Bart comes out, sniffs everybody. They get along once everything is calm, and we're staying in a calm, peaceful place the entire time. We're visualizing. And I told Fabian, here's our plan. Here's what we do. We're visualizing that everybody's getting along, everybody's peaceful and calm. We let the dogs in. The dogs sniff, they smell. The dogs walk away. They don't care so much about the cats anyway. But we made sure that there was a plan. And we visualized how it would go. We set the intention of how it would go. And it only took 2 nights of Fabian sleeping in another room with Bartolomeo that we finally let him out at night, just because we weren't sure what was going to happen. But versus 2 months of keeping Bart or Sebastian in a separate room. And then make sure all the humans are on board. If you've got someone in the house that does not want another animal, there's going to be dissension. There's going to be, regret and frustration. If all of a sudden, your spouse or partner or kid has to walk another dog because you decided to bring one in, there's resentment there. That's not good energy to bring an animal into. So make sure all the humans are on board with it. And prepare the other animals ahead of time. So when we knew we were bringing Bart into the house, I had a picture of him because Fabian sent me that picture. And I would constantly just imagine Bart walking through the house, in and around the animals, sleeping with them. I would send the picture from heart to heart. So I was preparing them from what's coming, what's coming, what's coming. So I prepare them for what's coming. So while you are gone, next part. So the departure. Before you're going to leave, whether you're going to board the animals or leave them in your house and have someone stay over, whatever reason, whether it's a day or 2 or 12 like we've done, start preparing them. Let them know you're going to be leaving. Let them know who's going to be staying. Send them mental images of who's going to be staying. Send them images of that person sleeping in your bed or the guest room. If they're going to a caretaker, send them pictures of the caretaker, what they look like, what the house looks like. Just prepare them for it and see it all in a very positive, high vibrational way rather than, are they going to be okay? Are they going to get, mad, angry? And just continue to do that and connect with them while you're gone. So when you're gone, when you're in a peaceful place, not when your luggage gets lost and you decide to think about your animals. That's not good. That's dense, heavy, high, low vibration, and you start thinking about your animals, and they're going to feel that and feel panicky. When you're at the poolside reading a book and you're calm and you're peaceful, connect with the animals there. I always say when you wake up in the morning, when you go to bed at night, that's a great time to connect with the animals. And just see them in a peaceful, calm place. See them eating, see them peeing outside, see them doing all the things you want them to do in your head, and seeing your caretakers do the things you want them to do, not being mean, abusive, or neglectful for them. And then the return, let them know. I visualize, and some people don't believe animals know time, but I visualize the sun going up, coming down. I say when it comes up and goes down, I visualize this from my heart to theirs. When you see it go up and down 6 times, and I visualize myself walking in the door. I let them know 6 sunrises, I'll be coming home. And I prepare them. And when you arrive home anytime, if you walk in, hey, guess who's here? Daddy's home. That is like winding up a toy. You're just ring, ding, 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 give them like all this caffeine. That's not the best thing you can do for your animals to get them excited. You're the one who needs to feel their love, So just walk in peaceful and calm. Set your stuff down. Come over to where they are, if they're in another room or in a cage or whatever, calmly open the door, let them out, take them out to the bathroom. Once they've done all their business in a calm state, then you can kind of hug and kiss and love on them. But don't wind them up. Don't get them going, get them excited. So after they are gone, Lovita here, she was with Fabian for 13 years. So, and she started losing her hair. That's a little thing from Christmas that was on her nose. I thought it was a great picture. But she passed. Hardest thing I've ever done. I'd do it again tomorrow if it meant having her in my life for those years. But she ended up having a large lump in her chest that I'd have to cut open and radiation or whatever. We don't know. But at 13 years old, we were not going to do that to her. So we collectively chose, and we both looked each other in the eye and said, this is what we feel is best. And we said goodbye to her. We brought her home in a little box, and I knew instinctively I needed to let the other animals see. So I set it down on the ground, opened it up, and the other 2 dogs that were with us at the time walked up, sniffed her, walked away. That quick. They knew it was her body, but then when they sniffed, they was like, she's not there anymore. Her spirit's gone. So they knew that her soul had left. So it was really interesting how they got it. They didn't pine and cry and woe and stuff like that. They lived in the moment. They said goodbye to her, and they were gone. So now here's the cool thing. This is kind of, hopefully you can see it here. Hopefully it translates over. But that's our backyard. That's a wall. There's some art wall. And that orb is right above her grave. The next night, I just kept hearing, get the camera. So I was taking pictures in the house, and I caught some orbs zipping around. Then I went outside, and I found this orb. And we thought, oh, that's cool. It's right above her grave. But then probably about 2-3 months later, we pulled up the same orb. We zoomed in. Now, hopefully you can see this. It literally is like her eyes, and I thought it was her paw. But now that what I thought was a paw 2 years ago almost looks like another face, which is interesting because then a Chihuahua that we took care of for 4 years passed away in the last year. So it's almost like that paw even morphed into something different. So definitely connect with them after they're gone. Their energy is around you constantly. So if your pets go lost or missing, first of all, send a call out to them from your heart to their heart. Let them know you're here. Let them know you want them to come home. Connect with them. Use pictures to bring them home. Show them pictures of what the front of your house looks like. They may not know what the front of your house looks like because they've come in the side door. They've only lived in the backyard. They probably forgot what the front of the house looks like if they went out the back and they finally come around. So send them a picture. Send them an image of you standing at the door with it open, with your arms wide open, accepting and waiting for them to come home. But here's the tough thing. Ask yourself and ask them, why did they leave? When I do work with people who have missing pets, I often will say, you know what? What's going on in the house? Did you just go through a divorce? Yes. Did a child just leave and go off to college? Yes. They went looking for him. Probably because you didn't tell them. Guess what? Jimmy, our oldest son, he's going to be moving away to college, so you're going to be without him. His room's going to be empty. Let them know. If you came home one day and all of a sudden your spouse or child or mother who lives with you is just gone and you have no idea, you're going to be upset. You're going to probably go looking for them. Grab your keys and go. Where are they? So connect to your animals. They are intelligent. They feel things. Ask for images of where they are. Almost like imagine you're looking through their eyes. If all of a sudden you're getting an image of a red swing set, then go to the nearest park. If you're feeling like water, where is there a water or pond near you? If you're smelling like sewage, is there a drainage ditch near your house? So use your different clairvoyant, clairsentient, use them to find out where they are. That's tapping into your intuition. And then hold them up in high vibration. Don't worry. Oh, I'm afraid they're going to get hit by a car. I'm afraid they're going to get eaten by coyotes. Don't put those images out there. Hold them up in a positive, beautiful, peaceful place of high vibration. And then, make sure that the house is in good vibration. They may not want to come back to a house that is volatile, not fun, not safe. So make sure you're taking care. This is where they teach. This is where they help us grow. This is where they enlighten us. And then the tough one is see if they're actually still alive. See if you can feel their breathing. If you get in the habit of matching your dog and cats or whatever animal, they're breathing on a regular basis, just breathing with them, then when they are gone, it'll be real easy to check that breathing. You'll know that sense and that feeling, and that would be wonderful. So see if there's any movement, see if there's any feeling. So now, stepping into behavior problems, determine what area the behavior issue is in. Is it spiritual, physical, intellectual, emotional, or social? Once again, it's usually less about the animal, more about the human. If it's spiritual, you could be working with some soul contracts for them and for you, because they have contracts just like we do. They have a soul and a spirit just like we do. But it could be something physical with them, pain, frustration, or it could be reflecting physical for you, the owners and the humans. It could be intellectual, usually not too intellectual for them. It's usually about the human and they're showing it back. Emotional, not always about them, but they'll definitely react to our emotions. And then social, every once in a while, they want a friend, they want another cat or another dog in their life. So it could be about socialization. And then, just keep in mind, it's usually about the humans. Animals know how to live in the present moment. They get it. They're down with that. And then as a medical intuitive, this is where I'd encourage you to study on your own. You can grab Mona Lisa Schultz, her book, and there's some other ones. There'll be some links at the end here that I'll show you. But this is where you kind of scan the layers of the body, go from the fur to the skin to the bone to the organs, and see if you see any hot spots. You might see it, you might hear, oh, the right hip. You might taste, oh, I'm getting metal, so maybe their bowl is, rusty or something. Or you might feel or just know. And then the last days of their lives. When they come close to that or when you feel like something's going on, you have that time. If you've got a dog or cat and connect with them and let them know how you want them to go. Do you want to be the one to take them in and assist them on their last life? Or do you want to wake up one morning and they've just taken their last breath? Do you want to know and hold them as they take their last breath on their own versus being assisted? Would you prefer them to just walk away and never come back? And that's a very valid one. Some people like that one. Some people think that's kind of cold. But, connect with them. Oftentimes it does work how you want, but have a plan and let them know how you'd like to do it. How do you do it? From the heart with images. And shoot the images. You got to think the images here, but let them come out through the heart to the animal. So, and then finally, some resources. My website, intuitivemessenger.org. Also, Carol Gurney, her book is amazing. 7 Steps to Connecting to Your Animals at thegurneyinstitute.com. And Linda Tellington Jones, www.ttjones.com. ttouch.com. Linda Tellington does a lot of horse work, but it's all relative to animals as we speak. So thank you once again. If you're not a friend of mine on Facebook, check me out there, Intuitive Mitchell, YouTube channel, Intuitive Mitchell, Pinterest, Instagram, all that stuff. So again, thank you for your purchase of this video. I truly appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.